I could be the one you talk to when you're feeling down. I could be the one you run to when the moon hits the ground. I can say what I'm feeling, but the words just don't come out. If you ever feeling lonely, girl, just know I'll come around. 'Cause I've traveled so far just to get to where you are. And I know that you're broken, but that makes you who you are. So pick up the pieces and show me you mean it tonight. I know what you're feeling, I see that look in your eyes. So pick up the pieces and show me you mean it tonight. 'Cause what I've been dreaming is giving you my paradise. Of it all, holding your hand, fighting for the things that we want. Be the rock you lean on, with you by my side. Baby, when we fall, together we'll rise. 'Cause I've traveled so far just to get to where you are. And I know that you're broken, but that makes you who you are. Look in
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. Doesn't matter wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Christian Julian, and I go by Koju here. And on behalf of Odyssey Racing League, we would like to welcome you to round 1 of season 15 here at Odyssey Racing League, GT Americas. Right now, we are on board with the rookies. Right now on board specifically with the number 503 rookie, Leila Martinez. We are at beautiful sunny Spa Francorchamps this week. It's going to be a full week of racing. On Tuesday, actually, we already had the other section of GT Americas, which is also known as GT Americas After Hours. And we'll be talking a little bit more about the different types of racing that we do here at Odyssey Racing League, as well as the different leagues that you can also be a part of if you would like to join us here on the track. Right now, 18 minutes left in the qualifying session. It's going to be rookies out first for a little bit, then it's going to give the, I'm assuming, the pro-ams afterwards enough time to qualify. Ooh, and I already we do have, unfortunately, that is the commentator's curse. I do apologize for that. So we are going to be moving over to someone else to maybe spread the curse around a little bit. The number 931 Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2, driven by Gabriel Gomez here. And the nice pink and yellow livery. I do like me some bright colors. It's more like a gold, actually. So I'm gonna say like pink and like a gold. I do like the colors though. Very nice colors. We are gonna be putting a huge emphasis on liveries today as well, just to show off all the liveries. The beautiful liveries that we're going to have here at Spa. I believe it is a 30 grid race for today. So 30 cars on the track. We're going to have lots of different types of liveries on there that are going to be very interesting to see, as well as some times. Now, something a little bit different that we are doing this year is we are actually combining GT Americas. So normally in like the previous season, season 14, we had GT Rookies, or GT America's Rookies on Wednesdays, and then GT America's Pros and AMs on Thursdays. However, this year we decided to shake it up a little bit. So now we are doing GT America's, all of them together, Rookies, Pros, and AMs on one day, specifically Thursday. And that is an off track for Nate Schreiber there in the Bowser Oil car. He's going to be waiting there for the rest of the cars to go ahead and pass him, since he's going to have to rejoin safely. So we'll move over to Michael Grover here. Number 665 Ferrari. We do have a time on the board already for Eduardo Sanchez. 2:18.145. It's pretty quick for a rookie, not going to lie. Speaking of rookies, so if we do look at the left side of the tree, we do have the red number plates, so those are our rookies here at GT, or at GT Americas. The drivers with silver backgrounds, with silver backgrounded plate numbers, are our amateur drivers, our silver drivers, and then the ones with white backgrounds on their number plates are gonna be pros. Those are our pro drivers, so those are gonna be the gold and platinum drivers that we have here at Odyssey Racing League. Right now, I believe it is 15 rookies, so we should have 15 red number plates, 6 amateurs, and 10 pros. So I do believe we're going to have some of these rookies, depending on the times that we're going to be looking at here in qualifying and during the race. We might have some of them move up right away to AM and have them forego their rookie season here, since they will be proving to basically everyone that can see that they are fast enough. Let's get you some different camera angles here. Now, while we do wait for some more times to come in as well from the rest of the rookies, let's actually talk a little bit more about Odyssey Racing League Season 15. So we do have GT Americas on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is what we are doing for today. We do have our first round, Spa Francorchamps. It's going to be a 1 hour sprint race for the drivers here on track. We do have 6 rounds total for season 15, however, and the rest of the rounds are going to be 45 minutes long, except for round 5 at Barcelona, which will also be 1 hour. But in case you were wanting to get, or are part of a different region, maybe you would like to join us at GT Europe. GT Europe Sundays at 8 p.m. CEST. So GT Europe will be following the same calendar schedule as well. So their first round will be this upcoming Sunday, 8 p.m. CEST here at Spa-Francorchamps as well. And we do also have GT America's After Hours, which is Tuesdays at 9 p.m. PST. And that is one of our, basically the only multi-class league that we run, that we're going to be running this season, which would be a multi-class of modern GT3s and legacy GT3s. Legacy GT3s are the GT3 cars inside of Assetto Corsa Competizione that are older than 2017 and older. Now, we did get a little bit of a shakeup inside of the rookie standings there. Gabriel Gomez moving up to P6 for the rookies. Roderick Rudd in P5. Nate Shriver moving up as well. We did see him have a little bit of a deep braking zone there coming into the bus stop. However, now in P4 for the rookies with a 220.932. Still on board with Gabriel Gomez. Sven Goose sneaking into the P2 spot for the rookies, except it being taken away swiftly by Luke Nelson there. Luke Nelson with a 220.095, so almost breaking that 220 mark. Sven Goose, 220.207. Both those drivers still have a little bit of a ways to go to catch up to the P1 rookie right now in Eduardo Sanchez, 218.145, which is pretty quick for a rookie, I might add. However, something that is such a treat to see. Spa is one of those tracks where you have to get into a specific groove, and if you can get into that groove, you're going to be very, very quick here. It's all about rhythm. Moving over to one of my favorite vehicles on the track here, it's Adrian Klee, the number 967 BMW. P11 right now for the rookies. Their fastest time, 222.715. Eduardo Sanchez, still the time to beat for the rookies, 218.145. However, Sven Goose inching closer and closer, actually, 219.782, for Sven Goose. And a couple of the other rookie drivers still battling it out in the middle of the tree here, trying to finish up their qualifying session. We're going to start seeing, however, the pros and the AMs now starting to come out of the pits, ready to take their qualifying laps. With 10 minutes and 34 seconds left to go, it does look like the rest of the rookie drivers will be able to finish up their laps if they're on a valid one right now, and if they haven't started a valid lap, then I think that is their time. I'm going to have to go back to the pits and start formulating their strategy here for Spa-Francorchamps. Yep, we do see them lining up there at the start of the pit entrance. You can see it right there, that little red arch with the Audi logo right there. We do see a couple cars lined up. I believe that is the Porsche of Justin Turek. Yep, that it is. And there he is, giving off a little bit of a show there and starting his flying out lap now. The number 88 Porsche. Justin Turek as well, one of the drivers to watch for the Season 14 P3 winner for the pros. So he was third place for Season 14 in total, taking the bronze trophy there, starting out his flying lap as well. We did see the rest of the drivers lined up behind them, taking a little bit of a slower start. Looks like they're taking a little bit more easy than Justin is. Justin's ready to go. A couple other drivers that we're going to be watching out for. Dean Solomon, I believe Season 14 P2, or the winner of Season 14. Yes, yes. I'm getting excuse me, talking about disqualification, so car disqualified for driving the wrong way, and that is going to be something that the stewards are going to look into, but most probably just doing that just to let the driver know that their time is up for qualifying. But yes, I'm getting confirmation and 100% certainty that Dean Solomon was, in fact, the winner for the silver class, or the amateur class, last season, season 14 here at Odyssey Racing League. That did bump Dean Solomon up now into the pro class. So he is, with that white background, the new gold driver and a new gold license there for Dean Solomon. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this... I wouldn't say like a huge like mental difference, because your battles are you're going to be battling a different set of drivers now. Instead of only having to worry about AMs, now you're going to have to worry about the pros, and most probably any AMs that have been maybe snuck into the AMs and most probably should be pros. However, Dean Solomon's still a very strong showing every single race that he's been in, so I do expect him to do very well in the pros. And I do expect to see Back Row GT Racing do excellent this season. So that's going to be my prediction for this season. It's going to be for Dean Solomon. It's going to be on the podium here for the pros. Going to be fighting for the podium. However, we do have a couple of drivers in the pro category right now that are still very, very strong. Wellington Costa in the chat. Go Luis Claudio, the number 440. Yes, the number 440. Go indeed. Give him a little bit of love here. The number 440 for Brazil official team has not set a qualifying lap yet. However, this should be the start of their qualifying right now. Very nice. Kept it in within the lines. Oh, camera person. What's going on? There we go. So as we show off the nice little livery here for Luis, we are going to be talking a little bit more about Spa Francorchamps, the track itself. 6 minutes left in qualifying. It is nice and sunny, 25 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees Celsius on the track there. Nice and hot. Warm up, keep the tires nice and warm. Partly cloudy. No, it doesn't look like it's going to be raining anytime soon. The track is optimum grip, so the drivers are going to be able to push as much out of their tires as they want. Spa Francorchamps, the track itself, pretty high, medium high, high medium, however you want to put it. It's not crazy on the tire degradation, however, it is pretty up there depending on the car that you're driving. Some cars really, unfortunately, just scrub tires really hard here in some of these sections, especially in the last turns, turns 14 and 15. The Spa Francorchamps, very popular circuit. Multiple different series run here. WEC, the World Endurance Championship, runs here. IMSA runs here. There's so many different types of racing that goes on here, especially at the 4.352 miles long, or if you'd like, the 7-kilometer long circuit here. Around 20 turns, give or take, depending on how you like to classify some of these turns. Moving up really quick, because we did see the 217 barrier being broken. Justin Turek in provisional pole 1, running out of the gate, getting to qualifying and ready to go for the race today. In provisional pole 1, 216.990 for him. Eduardo Sanchez the rookie, the number 212 McLaren, was in provisional pole too, but that was taken away by the number 156 Ford Mustang driven by Thiago Dianarte. Eduardo Sanchez, the rookie, the fastest rookie on track right now, the 212 McLaren. Let's keep an eye on them since their qualifying is over. Let's keep an eye on them and see where they're going to end up in the tree after qualifying, because some of the rest of the drivers here on the track that haven't finished their qualifying yet are still pretty quick. Stefan, you're too late. Yeah, unfortunately qualifying started already. You're gonna take a little vacay this week though, not a problem. If you like, you can stick around, watch the stream, laugh with us, cry with us, cheer with us. And you can always come back next season, or if you want, you can sign up for Sunday GT Europe. You can always drive there as well, in case you want to get some of that spa action. Justin Turek still in P1, 216.757, still finding a lot more time. Justin Turek, especially still coming out of Radeon at top speed and still up on the Delta for him. Let's keep an eye on the rest of the grid though. Juan Diaz in P6, however, up almost a second on his Delta, so that's going to be putting him at least in at P5, fighting for that spot, and maybe taking it away from David Castillo. David Castillo, the silver winner of the pros last season in season 14, right now in the Honda, which I think is brand new machinery to him, in my opinion. I don't think I've ever seen David in the Honda, with the number 7 Honda in P5 right now. The pro driver trying to find time, only needs that's not a tenth, that's 1/100th of a second to beat the rookie driver. Juan Diaz, the 144 Porsche that we are on board with right now, was able to sneak in that provisional P3 spot. Number 144 Porsche Phantom Global Racing in P3, fastest time for them, 217.310. That's pretty flippin' fast. The number 992 Porsche, driven by Andre Batista, right now in P2 for the Silvers, P9 overall. So P2 in their class. Fastest time for them, 217.945. Really quick as well. Moving over to provisional pole 3 for the amateurs. It would belong to, right now, it looks like Neil. It's going to be Neil Baravotes. Number 184 Lamborghini. Piloted by the Canadian driver there. Provisional pole 3 for amateurs, the silver drivers. 219.662 for him. He does have a nice little BMW shadow right behind him too. That is the BMW, I believe, of Luis, right? Yes, that is the BMW of Luis Amaral Luis, the number 440 BMW P11. Provisionally so far. Fastest time for them, 218.170. These guys are qualifying so much faster than I can race personally. I'm not very fast here. I think my fastest time here at Spa was, I think I snuck out a maybe 218.9 or something, a 219.1, something like that. Couple of drivers still finishing up their qualifying laps on board right now. Richard Hartnett, the number 66 Odyssey Racing League Audi R8. Right now, P15 overall. However, I believe that is P4 for the rookies. Excuse me, amateurs. If not, P3. Yes, I believe he did take that away from Neil. Couple of drivers still out on their qualifying laps in P3 right now, actually, the number 615, driven by Clayton Filsinger. Clayton, also a very strong contender for the podium for the pros right now. In P3, qualifying time 2:17.012. Was able to sneak out that P3 away from Chandler Williams. That is the end of the official qualifying time. We do have a quick little overtime. We're going to be seeing Mr. Richard Harknett cross the finish line and hopefully improve on his time. But does that improve him in the standings? And it does. He takes that P14 spot. And right as soon as he crosses the line, Derek Anderson, who he was fighting for that spot away from him, actually took that spot back. So unfortunately, Richard Harknett stays right there at P15. Derek Anderson, P14. Tyler McEwen, is he able to improve on his time? Half a second up, he does, all the way up into P9 for Tyler. And that is the end of qualifying. So in your provisional pole 1, you have Justin Turek. In P2, Thiago Denarte, and P3, Clayton Filsinger to round out your top drivers here at Odyssey Racing League Season 15, Round 1. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick intermission, and we'll be right back with the starting grid.
You can't wait to see me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Like your life inside a car. Forget the world and drive real far. Put that record on again. My love, it's you and I. Close, close, and come back this far. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
And we are back, racing fans, with the starting grid walk. Season 15, Round 1 here at Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. My name is Christian Julian. I also go by Koju here, and I'm going to start with P1 here. Justin Turek, the number 88 Porsche for JT Motorsport in P1. In P2, the number 156 Ford Mustang, Thiago Denarte. In P3, Clayton Filsinger for Odyssey Esports, number 615. Number 4, Chandler Williams, number 563 Ford Mustang. In P5, Juan Diaz, the Phantom Global Racing 144 Porsche. P6, Luis Amaral, the number 440 BMW M4 GT3, driven by, Ford Brazil official team. In P7, Eduardo Sanchez, number 212 McLaren, piloted by the Mexican driver, for Diana Pasteleria. In P8, David Mustillo in the Honda NSX Evo, the number 7 Honda to be exact, in P8. In P9, the BMW, the number 151 BMW to be exact, driven by Tyler McEwen. In P10, the Odyssey Racing League Ferrari 296 GT3, piloted by Phil Cryotheos from Down Under. In P11, we do have Andre Batista, the number 992 Porsche. In P12, Dean Solomon for Backroad GT Racing, the number 59 Porsche in P12. Right behind him, P13, Lennon Bromfield, the 210 Audi GT3. P14, Derek Anderson, the number 31 Porsche. In P15, Richard Harknett and the number 66 Odyssey Racing League Audi. Right behind him, P16, Luke Nelson, number 945, Aston Martin. I believe the only Aston Martin out there, the gold and black Aston Martin. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. That is a very nice livery as well. Right behind him, Neil Baravotes, number 184 Lamborghini. In P18, Sven Fly High Goose, the number 25 blue and orange McLaren here in P18. In P19, Drew Jensen for Triple Crown Motorsports, number 19 McLaren in P19. In P20, number 503 Ferrari, driven by Leila Martinez. The Beginner's Luck Track Racing Ferrari here. I believe this is one of our new drivers on the grid. Welcome to have you. So glad you're here. P21, we do have the 931 Lamborghini, driven by Gabriel Gomez. P22, we have the PTM Pink Demon, driven by none other than Chad McLean himself, the number 45 Mustang in P22. In P23, Darren Cook, the number 915 Ford Mustang. Right behind him, Nate Schreiber in the Bowser Oil, number 4 McLaren. In P25, we have the number 311 BMW M4 GT3, driven by Roderick Rudd. Right behind him in P26, Adrian Klee, the 967 BMW. In the P27 spot, Ryan Bishop, number 778 BMW, American driver in the red, white, and black BMW. Eduardo Gomez right behind them, to the P28 driver, 512 number plated Ferrari. In P29, Javier Gomez, the number 993 Porsche here. Very nice chrome-esque Porsche. I really like this one. In P29, P30, Michael Grover, number 665 Ferrari here on the track. This black and orange Ferrari. I like this one as well. The color choices are very, very nice. I really like the color choices that y'all are having. In P31, the Honda NSX Evo, driven by Adam Norhalim, number 574 Honda to be exact. The number 39 Ford Mustang, driven by Nicholas Woods in P32. Right behind them, Matthew Brandt, the number 505 BMW for Brandt Racing. And last but not least, Mr. Ryan Chanley in the pit, starting from the pits. Actually, another Aston Martin. This is the C7 Aston Martin, the 607 to be exact. But we're going to be taking a nice little sneak peek right back up to the front of the pack, keeping an eye on them as they come through Pohun and Campus. Well, they'll start lining up side by side. We'll get the checkered flag dropped here for the start of season 15. But we're going to let these drivers go around the track a little bit, warm up their tires, warm up their brakes, get their minds and their bodies ready for 1 hour of intense racing here at Odyssey Racing League. Justin, no livery? Yes, I download the liveries before every race. As soon as the server turns on, I download all the liveries. It might be because there's a different collection every season, and it might have been moved or deleted. Just double check. Because I know I've also noticed there are some other drivers that their liveries are missing that they shouldn't, which is odd. But we'll definitely look into that. Thank you for letting us know. Stephen Buckley, next week, Castle and Cauldron Esports Lexus. Oh, next week, so you're going to be joining us in the Lexus. Ooh, that's going to be very, very nice. But what's also going to be nice is all the drivers lining up 2 by 2 now, coming up to the start-finish straight. We're going to see the start of Season 15 as soon as that green flag drops. They're crossing. You see the checkered flag right there. We are on board with Juan Diaz, the P5, so we're going to see how the race starts for him. The red lights are right now. We see 5 of them there, and we're going to wait until we see the green one. The green lights and the green flag go. We see them lining up side by side. A little bit of a checkup there. And I believe the race will start as soon as that green flag flies. Just getting them nice and ready here, coming down La Source. Justin Turek in P1, Thiago Dinarte right on his left in P2. Justin Turek on the inside, so we're going to see the green flag drop, and it's a go, go, go for round 1, Odyssey Racing League GT Americas side by side coming up. El Radion and in Rouge and into El Radion. A couple of drivers now fighting for that position early, making sure every single second of those 60 minutes counts. We see 2 by 2 side by side in the front. Justin Turek fighting Thiago Dinarte off with another Ford there in front of him. That's Chandler, behind them, Chandler Williams. Right now we are small, a little bit farther away. It's a little bit of bumping there in the beginning. There are a couple of drivers bumping uglies, however, nothing too serious. All the drivers now still a couple side by sides here. Derek Anderson and Lennon Bromfield still fighting for position here at P13 and P14 now. A couple of the drivers and a couple of drivers getting yellow flags now, so there is more bumping and bruising coming into turns 8 and 9 of the Lithcombs. Now into Bruxelles and No Name. We're going to see a car going sideways, and I think that's the car. Oh my goodness, that's the car of Phil Cryotheos going off of No Name into the sidewall, and that's going to be him losing positions. Still on board with Tyler McEwen here in P6. However, let's go a little bit farther down and see what happens specifically to some of these drivers. David Mustillo losing his spot to Andre Batista now. Going side by side coming into turn, I believe that's turn 13, Campus, which is going to be very, very tricky to navigate side by side here, but it's doable. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to some of these drivers here, because we did see one car go off there. And I believe that was the 81 of Phil Cryotheos. Let's see if we can get a replay on that and see what happened there. So, gets a line up on the inside. Phil Cryotheos fighting with David Mustillo. However, David Mustillo, just checks him across the nose there, giving him a slap across the face and sending him into the barriers. The stewards are not going to be happy about that one specifically, especially with all the damage that was given there to the number 81. Some moving and shaking happening in the tree right now. Eduardo Sanchez in P4 right now. The Mexican driver on the tail, on the back bumper of Justin Turek, trying to get a lineup on the inside, sticking his nose in there, seeing if Justin will give him the space. Justin does not give him the space. I don't think Justin's going to give him the space, especially since he's moved down and now into P3. So Eduardo Sanchez P4 fighting Justin Turek to get into that podium position. Clayton Filsinger in P2. Thiago Dinarte moving up into P1. So we do see Clayton Filsinger in the front section of the top part of our screen there, that Ferrari, and we do see the Ford Mustang of Thiago Dinarte getting a little bit of a lead there, around 3.5 seconds to this small pack that we are seeing here. Moving down a little bit though, Lennon Bromfield right on the back bumper of Luke Nelson, the black and gold Aston Martin there, getting a pretty good run coming out of No Name and into Kohun. And we'll see if the Audi of Lennon can keep up. Leila Martinez smelling blood in the water with all the fights happening in front of them. Trying to fight for position here right on the back bumper of the Lamborghini driven by Neil Baravotes. Neil putting on a defensive showcase here, coming into Campus in turns 14 and 15 of Campus and Shrevlo. The Lamborghini, pretty good top-end speed here. But compared to the Ferrari, I think they're pretty similar. I know the Ferrari's probably a lot quicker here in the corners just due to the downforce that this thing gets. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but the Ferrari is such a weird car, like for me specifically driving. Rich strike. Sanchez murdered Williams. Oh, is that what happened? Oh no. I'll see if I can find that. Let's see if we can go back into the... Oh, an inside look given by Layla, but maybe a little bit too early. Neil seeing that coming, not giving up the racing space. And not having to because Neil was in front. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this battle, but moving up, David Mustillo fighting off Andre Batista. We see Mustillo in the red Honda with the black and orange Porsche of Andre Batista. Not too far off behind them, though, Juan Diaz in the other Porsche. Stop and go. 30-second penalty handed for speeding the pit lanes for the number 311. That is super unfortunate. An inside move being made by Justin Turek, but not being able to get it to stick. Clayton Filsinger defending like a madman, keeping that P2 spot away from Justin. Justin was in P1 earlier. However, falling back now, Clayton is not going to allow him to get back up there without a fight. I do see a yellow flag, and it does look like Sven Goose might have gone off the track there. Yeah, the number 25 and the number 574. Unfortunately, both drivers going off the track there and into the dirt of the turn 7, 8, and 9 of Lecombs. Nate Schreiber on the inside of the Ford Mustang of Chad McLean. Chad in a brand new machinery coming out of last season. I believe he was in a Porsche when he won the rookie trophy, or the bronze trophy for the amateurs. So P3 overall last season, season 14 for Chad McLean, the number 45 Ford Mustang. However, Nate Schreiber, one of the amateur drivers, giving him a run for his money here. Moving over, we do see the McLaren of Drew Jensen getting a nice little exit compared to Darren Cook in front of him. Darren unfortunately went off track there, and that's going to be slowing down the car. But if we look at the car that Darren's driving, the Ford Mustang is notoriously known for the top-end speed. A nice little inside move by Drew Jensen, but is he able to make it stick? He doesn't. The Ford Mustang is just way too fast there on the straight, just being able to carry way more top speed than he's able to, than the McLaren can, allowing him to stay in front of the McLaren. However, Drew Jensen a little bit down, but not out. Tried to make a move on the inside. I think dove a little bit too much there, Drew Jensen did, giving that position back to Darren Cook. Tried to make a move at La Source, which is a really great spot to do at turn 1 there at the top of the hill. Very great spot to make a move on a driver, especially if you can catch them sleeping. Another great spot would be here on the Kimmel Straight, especially if you get a very, very nice exit out of Radion. Or excuse me, El Rouge and Radion. I believe El Rouge is going up and Radion is the top part, right? It's like the cliff part, I guess you could call it, or the top of the hill. Speaking of top of the hill, now coming to the bottom of the hill, turn 12, Pohun. Juan Diaz, number 144 Porsche, in P9, right on the back bumper of Andre Batista. I believe this is the accident with Sanchez and Williams. Let's take a look really quick. Is this it? This may have just been contact between both drivers coming into La Source here. Oh no, there's the murder, yeah. Coming into La Source, the number 212 McLaren just tried to take the racing line again, or get as close as possible. However, You should have known. There was a Ford Mustang right there. And the Ford Mustang is entitled to that racing spot because you always have to leave it a space. The racing space, you always have to leave it a space. Where's Brandt and Kimke? All right, let's check out where Brandt and Kimke is. Brandt. Matthew Brandt, the number 505 BMW M4 GT3, Canadian driver for Brandt Racing in P24 right now. Unfortunately, also has a 30-second time penalty. Let's actually get a hold of the stewards and see if they can let us know what that is specifically for, so that we can let you know as well. We will get right on that and we'll let you know exactly what that is. But a couple of other time penalties being handed out to some drivers. You can actually see that as well on the left side of our screen there. We do have our tree full of the drivers' names, the cars that they're driving, the make, the model basically, or the factory make and model. Number plate, red backgrounds are rookies, silver backgrounds are amateur drivers or silver, and white backgrounds are the pro drivers, so our gold or platinum drivers that we have here at Odyssey Racing League. And if we move all the way to the right, we're going to see that red number with like plus 30S, plus 20S, plus 10S, plus 15S. Those are the time second penalties. So the number 505 has a 30-second time penalty that they will be serving at their pit stop. And the number 311 has a stop go 30, which they are serving right now since they are in the pits. As well, speaking about pits, here at Odyssey Racing League, we do have a mandatory pit stop. Every single race, we will have a mandatory pit stop. Fuel is required. Tires are not required. You're allowed to change tires if you want to or not. However, you do have to pit for fuel. Our pit stops are 1/3 of the race length. So for 60 minutes. Can anyone do the math? Because I totally can't. I'm terrible at math. And Kimke. I don't see a Kimke on my... I don't see a Kimke on my tree. Are they signed up maybe under a different name? Or a different surname? The redesigned track is quite different than the ACC one. Yeah, it's actually a little bit different. In iRacing as well, I dabble a little bit in iRacing every now and again. It is a little bit different. There are a lot more, more pronounced bumps. Not here on the nice straight there. Justin Turek, the number 88 Porsche in P3, still trying to make a move on Clayton Filsinger, not letting Clayton breathe there. However, maybe putting too much of his left side tires off the track, so that might be slowing Justin Turek a little bit. Coming into turn 10 and now into turn 11, also known as No Name. Let's see if Justin can keep up with Clayton Filsinger in front of him. 47 minutes and 30 seconds left in our 1 hour sprint race for Season 1 of Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. Don't be afraid to shout out your favorite drivers and your teammates or teams. I would love to give them more screen time. Oh, an outside move being made by the Ferrari of Layla Martinez. However, may have been a little bit of too much of a cheeky move, as maybe they might have taken a little bit more space than they have intended to, giving that spot back to Neil Baravots in the Lamborghini in front of them. Stephen Buckley, go Richard. Call me Polka. Yeah, Richard Harknett. Woo! Richard Harknett. Where is Richard? Where is our leader here? Some time penalties, though, being handed out. 30 seconds being handed out to the number 7 of David Mastillo in P6 there. 15-second time penalty to Eduardo Sanchez, the 212 McLaren in P4 right there. We can see on the left side of our screen that orange number, in case you were wondering, it's like an orange background, white number 1. That is how many mandatory pit stops there are in the race. And actually, speaking about race, we do see Mr. Richard Harknett right there on the back of Leila Martinez. Richard Harknett getting a very, very nice exit coming out of Radion, giving Leila a run for their money. Let's see them coming into the braking zone. Let's see who wants it more. The Audi gets a nice, very nice line. However, the Ferrari, spins out. I don't know if that's commentator's curse, and I spoke way too loud there, but Richard Harknett getting out almost scot-free, getting a little bit of a back bumper bump from the Ferrari. Didn't look like there was any contact between both cars, so it may have looked like the Ferrari of Leila Martinez just took a little bit too much of the inside curve there and just hit that accelerator, and you just run. Your TC sometimes just decides to not work there. And the Audi of Richard Harknett now in P15. Leila Martinez unfortunately dropping down a couple spots now. P18 for the number 503 Ferrari. That is a 10-second penalty to Ocon, you are correct. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get a better look at that fight there coming out of Radion. Here we can see them both fighting it out, coming a nice, very nice run on the left side by Richard Harknett there. However, the Ferrari has a better line. And might have looked like, yeah, so both of them, there was no contact between them there. It looks like, however, just the line of the Ferrari was a little bit too, it was like too lean of a line, like you were too close to the apex. So when trying to turn in at the speeds that you were trying to achieve, it may have felt like that there was it might have just, the weight of the car just might have been thrown weird and just back end just goes out. Stephen Buckley, is there a league BOP? Yes. So here at Odyssey Racing League, we do follow the LFM BOP as up to date as possible. So we try to get it like literally the day, like we also double update it like the day of, making sure that it is exactly the way that it is on the our practice servers and LFM. Call me Polka, spun on the curb. Yeah, I want to say from the angle that we had it, it did look like they just unfortunately spun on the curb. Getting a very nice shot of the black and orange Porsche here of Andre Batista, the Portuguese driver, in P9 right now. Oh, and that's David. That's the Honda of David Mastillo taking a nice little grass vacation there. On the inside turn of no name there, the exit. That's that's going to be very, very detrimental to their race for the number 7, because they are losing a lot of spots right now. McEwen for president, you say? Number 151 BMW for Ripon Motorsports in P5 right now. Pretty strong standing. The driver in front of him, 15-second time penalty, and it is a rookie, so they're technically not fighting for position. Woods just killed the leader? No way. Was the leader number 7? Let's actually see if we can get a better view on that. So here's the number 7 of David Mastillo. Is this maybe a self-kill, a self-wipeout? Coming out of the turn into no name there. Yep, that is 100% Honda things. Honda doing what it loves to do best and go skirt out of no name. That's one of the reasons I like the Honda. It's such a nice car, but as soon as I drive it, that is the thing that happens to me. I just lose the back end. And it is not very fun. Nice little fight going on here. Andre Batista right on the back bumper of that BMW of Luis Amaral. Keeping an eye on the rest of the tree. Looks like everything is settled down relatively smoothly. There was a Ford Mustang leading the race. What? There, let's see. So the Ford Mustang that was in the lead earlier was driven by Thiago Dinarte. Thiago doesn't look like to be on track anymore. Maybe they retired. Thiago. In the 156 Ford Mustang. So we do have an incident for the number 156. Let's see if this may have been something to do with it. Right now, turns 13 and 14 of campus. See the number 156 on the inside now of number 14 and getting a nice little bump from the other Ford Mustang there. That was an interesting turn of events. Is there any way that we can get a better view of that? Hold on 1 second. So let's see if we can get a helicam view really quick. Because it does look like the Ford Mustang in front is allowed to keep their line. They don't have to get off the racing line. Specifically if they're coming into a turn like that, the Ford Mustang turn. Oh, yeah. I'm going to let the stewards handle that one. But that looks a little, yeah, Mustang on Mustang crime. It might have looked self-inflicted. However, I'm going to let the stewards decide that. The stewards have much more time and much more detailed replays than I do. So I'm going to allow them to make their judgment on that call. However, from our point of view, I must say, very interesting. Very interesting. Interesting as well in P16, Adrian Klee, the number 967 BMW, right there on our screens. The pit window is open as well, so drivers are going to be thinking about heading into the pits now. Let's see if they do, because that will be shaking up the tree and may affect some drivers' strategies depending if they're going to be undercutting or overcutting. If I remember correctly, and I may be wrong here, I believe the undercut is stronger here at Spa. However, I am not driving. I'm going to let the drivers do that. MP7, Juan Diaz in the bus stop right behind Andre. Can Andre keep in front? He can. Juan Diaz with number 144 Porsche for Phantom Global Racing. Still in P7, but right on the back bumper of the orange and black Porsche in front of him. This is the time where you would probably take out that bumper super glue and put it on that front bumper of your Porsche, Juan, and just stick to the back of Andre for the rest of the race. Justin Turek in P1 right now, 217.252, the fastest time for them on the track. Clayton Filsinger in P2, and Eduardo Sanchez in P3. So Justin Turek able to get that pass and get in that pole position and take it away from Clayton Filsinger, who was in P2. However, Clayton, there is a battle brewing between Clayton and Justin. Clayton not letting this battle out of his hands just yet. The Odyssey Esports driver in the 615 Ferrari, right behind the number 88 Porsche. Nice little gaggle of cars here. P17 Drew Jensen in the number 19 McLaren, fighting. Stuck between a giant BMW sandwich in the middle there, with that Lamborghini filling next to him. That is the Lamborghini, I believe, of Gabriel Gomez. Fighting it out there as well with Matthew Brandt. Matthew Brandt, the number 505 BMW, is still fighting for position and trying to keep it away from Drew Jensen, however, does lose that spot to Drew Jensen. Drew Jensen, P16, Matthew Brandt, P17, Gabriel Gomez, P18. Matthew Brandt and Gabriel Gomez, though, still in this fight, so any small little mistake that Drew Jensen makes can be a huge opportunity for Matthew here, who does need to make up 30 seconds of time because he does have that 30-second time penalty. Moving up a little bit, a nice exit for Chad McLean and the PTM Pink Demon coming into turn 17 and 18 of Blanchimont. Let's see if the Ford Mustang can catch up to the McLaren at the bus stop. Nice stopping power there for the Ford Mustang. However, defensive masterclass from Nate Schreiber there, number 4 McLaren. Couple drivers in the pits now. Number 945 is dove into the pits there. That's a 945 of Luke Nelson, excuse me. Drew Jensen also decided to take their pit stop right now. Darren Cook leaving the pits. Everyone else still out on track and has not decided to take their pit stop yet. Excuse me, the number 31 Porsche, Derek Anderson in P25 has taken their pit stop already. So we do see that they're next to their number plate, it was like a green little number or green square. That means that their mandatory pit stop is complete. Almost with the go-ahead overtake, Chad McLean still in P13 battling it out. Excuse me. Yeah, P13 battling it out with Nate Schreiber there. The fight for the lead is still going on, even if it's not on our screens. It is still happening out there on the track. Clayton Filsinger less than half a second away from Justin Turek, and has been less than half a second away for a good 20 minutes or so, ever since the leader was, or since the leader in Thiago Donate had to retire. Thiago had a pretty commanding lead, I believe. He was like almost 5 seconds ahead of everyone, while Clayton and Justin Turek here were fighting, and unfortunately had an accident where he had to retire. And so that did move Justin and Turek up a couple spots. That does move Eduardo Sanchez, the number 212 McLaren, or the 212 rookie McLaren, in P3 overall. Very strong showing for the rookie in the number 212 McLaren. But if we were to look at the number plates and numbers so far on the track, with 31 minutes, 30 seconds left in the race, in P1 overall, and for the pros, Justin Turek, number 88 Porsche, who is still battling it for the podium victory here for Season 15 Odyssey Racing League GT America's Round 1 at Spa Francorchamps here. Clayton Filsinger, P2, the number 615 Ferrari, and Luis Amaril, the number 440 BMW, all rounding off your podium spots there, as well as your overall podium spots and your podium spots for Pro. For the silver drivers, we do have a car off track, I believe. Oh, that is the beginner's luck Ferrari. Unfortunately, taking a little bit of a vacation there in the sand and dirt. However, maybe they've cooled off their tires enough and they're ready to get back on the track. But looking back on the tree, the number 144 Porsche in Juan Diaz, P1 for the silver drivers, P4 overall. Both the leaders going into the pit lane. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do. So Clayton Filsinger and Justin Turek electing to take their pit stops at the same time. 10 minutes left to go with their pit window. About 30 minutes left in the race. Very interesting strategy from both drivers here. Usually you see one driver go in, one driver stay out. That's usually what I've seen. Maybe that's not even the strategy to do it. It's just follow whatever the driver does in front of you, especially if you're in a battle. But what I've been told is kind of do the opposite of what that driver's doing. So moving on over to the number 66 Audi, who is also electing to take their pit stop. Around 9 minutes 40 seconds left in the pit window. So we're going to be moving over actually to Neil Baravotes, the number 184 Lamborghini driven by the Canadian driver. Coming out of La Source into turn 2 there, and we're going to get a nice little view of El Rouge and Radion, which are known as turns 3, 4, and 5. So 3, 4, and then 5 there. A nice little slide, back end slide for Neil Baravotes. Coming into the Kimmel Straight, turn 6 is right there. And we're going to get a nice view of the very nice back straight where a lot of battles do happen. And then a nice hard braking turn or corner into Lacombs of 7, 8, and 9. And into Brussels there. Coming down the hill into Brussels in turn 10. And at turn 11 here, No Name. Down the hill now into Bohu in turn 12. And a nice little cushion here for the number 184 Lamborghini. No one really around him. 13 seconds to the car in front, around 28 seconds to the car behind. So depending on where he pits, he might be pitting into traffic or just a little bit ahead. So let's see and keep an eye on Neil Baravotes and see what kind of strategy he's going to employ for the rest of the race. Right now, Ryan Chanley, the number 607 Aston Martin for C7 Racing. P8 overall. Looks like P2 for the rookies. Eduardo Sanchez in the 212 McLaren already taking their time penalty, so that moves them down to P3 for the rookies. However, both the leader for rookies in Gabriel Gomez, the 931 Lamborghini, and the 607 that we have on our screen, the Aston Martin, have not taken their pit stop yet. They have about around 3 laps or so to go in and get their pit stop. Like 2.5, 2 laps. I'm gonna take a lap back. So about 2 laps left to take their pit stop. So not this lap. They're gonna have to do it in the next one. Andrea Bautista though in the 992, giving Ryan Chanley though a run for his money. Less than half a second between both those drivers. Andrea Bautista able to make the overtake on the inside now, but Juan Diaz in the number 144 Porsche also smelling blood in the water and able to sneak by the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martin of Ryan Chanley unfortunately caught sleeping there and went a little bit too far wide in turn 14 campus and gave that spot, or had to basically give that spot up to Andrea Bautista. However, Juan Diaz, the Phantom Global Racing Porsche, able to sneak on by as well. Nice and cloudy here at Francorchamps. Juan Diaz putting left side tires into the dirt. That's going to hurt him. Now coming out of La Source down the hill, gaining some speed. Are they going to go side by side here in El Rouge? They're not. Did you see the BMW coming out of the pits? In the bus stop, Chad McLean smelling the fumes of the McLaren in front of him. Let's see which car gets a better exit. A Ford Mustang rejoining onto the left side of the track. Maybe a little bit unsafely, however, no harm, no foul. No contact between any of the drivers, between the two drivers on our screen and the Ford Mustang that was there on track. I believe that is the Ford Mustang of Woods. And unfortunately, a Ferrari going sideways coming out of the pits, I believe. That is the number 503 Ferrari, unfortunately, taking a little tumble there. However, we do hope to see them get back on track very quickly. They driver inside dive, making Chad McLean work for it. We do have a battle still between Andre Batista and Juan Diaz. However, more battles still happening right behind them. Luis Amaral defending against Eduardo Sanchez in McLaren, as well as another battle right behind them in Phil Craialdios in P9. The number 81 Ferrari, who had an unfortunate tumble in the beginning of the race, lap 1. Now fighting for P9 against Lennon Bromfield in P10, the number 210 Audi right on the back bumper. Go Gadget extendo arm right on the back of Phil Craialdios. Cryo still having to complete a pit stop. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in the race, in the mandatory pit window. We do see McLaren go off, and that's going to be Phil Craialdios going into the pits. He did have a lap left, and he probably could have pushed it. However, Phil taking the smart idea and the smart decision and going into the pits and getting that official pit window finished right now. So that does move Lennon Bromfield up into P9. Dean Solomon in P10 now as well. Battle happening at La Source. Luis Amaral taking the position back from Ryan Chanley. Both cars now out of La Source, out of Radion, excuse me. Let's see them in the Kimmel Straight and who can catch up to who. A little bit farther up front, turns 7, 8, and 9 here. Juan Diaz still on the back bumper of Andre Andres and not having a breather at all. The orange and black Porsche fighting for their life, trying to stay in the P4 here. However, Juan Diaz not letting Andre breathe at all. Coming out of La Source, Sven Goose right on the back bumper of Gabriel Gomez, the 931 Lamborghini in front. The blue and orange McLaren, though. Sven Goose maybe getting a better exit there, trying to get on the left side, but being blocked there legally by the Lamborghini, who was allowed to choose their line. Way better of a run, though, the McLaren on the inside line. Is he able to get it into the braking zone? He does, and the number 25 McLaren, driven by Sven Goose, now taking that P18 spot away from Gabriel Gomez. With a pretty daring move in the braking zone, I might add, making sure that they had a lot of space. Or excuse me, more than enough speed and just the right amount of space on the inside there to take that dive on the inside. Very nice move by Sven there. Moving back up though, Juan Diaz coming into the bus stop chicane. We'll see how Andre defends this one. Both drivers elect to take the racing line. Does the number 144 Porsche make a late move? They don't. Decide to just stay single file behind the Porsche in front of them, take that slipstream, and continue racing. If you overrun the source, your race is over. It's deep. It's all deep gravel now. Really? Oh, that's going to be terrible. I always overrun La Source. No. The number 512 and Eduardo Gomez. Unfortunately, yellow flag there. I believe that is at El Rouge Radion, so they might have taken a little bit of a tumble there. Juan Diaz on the outside line, maybe trying to get a little bit of a switchback here coming into turn 7, 8, and 9. Are they able to get it? No, they are not. Speaking of La Source, Chad McLean still trying to make a move coming out of La Source now, and now down the hill coming to El Rouge. Can he make anything happen with that top end speed that the Ford Mustang has? Maybe hopefully gets a better exit here, eating a little bit too much of the left side, however getting a nice clean straight exit here. So let's see if Chad McLean can get that top speed of the Ford Mustang up and catch up to the McLaren there of Nate Schreiber. The official pit window is now closed. So that means if you have not finished your official pit stop, you will be given a time penalty at the end of the race. 19 minutes, 45 seconds left in our inaugural round 1 of season 15 here at Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. We have our rookies, our pros, and our AMs all driving on the track this season. Juan Diaz making a move on the inside. We were able to catch that coming out of turn 18, giving a nice bump to Batista there. So Batista might not be a little happy about that. However, may have been a not a desperate move, but a move where they might have bit off more than they can chew. Though number 144 Porsche may have to give that spot back there. However, we're going to be keeping an eye on the stewarding sheet to keep an eye on any penalties that do come out of that. Let's see if we can get a better view on that there, because we did come a little bit late to that, unfortunately. But let's see if we can get a nice, clean view of this. So it does look like there's a blue flag for that BMW in the front, who's a back marker. However, the Porsche next to him, or the Porsche, excuse me, driven by Juan Diaz, doesn't have to stop for André, just because André is slowing down. Both cars on the inside now. Oh, yeah. So it does look like the blue and black Porsche of Juan Diaz just goes a little bit, or slides a little bit too far out and taps André Batista. But at that speeds, even the small tap is just going to push your car wide. I don't think it was malicious in nature. However, I will let the stewards decide that. And if any, so there is a time penalty being handed out. 5-second time penalty for the number 144. And that is very interesting to see. Now a reminder, racing fans, if you would like more racing action to come your way, keep it locked in here at youtube.com/Odyssey Racing League. Go ahead and subscribe there at the bottom section of your screen, as well as hit that follow notification so that you know when we go live with our next race here at Odyssey Racing League. It will be Sunday at 8 p.m. CEST, and that is our GT Europe division, which will be in the same track here at Spa-Francorchamps with our GT Europe drivers. Today is Thursday, so we do run GT Americas, as well as we do run GT Americas after hours on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just because these are called GT Americas and or GT Europe does not mean that you have to be within that region to participate. You're allowed to participate in whichever region you choose, so long as your internet connection does not disconnect you or bug you out. Moving over to the number 81 Ferrari, driven by Phil Cryotheos. Unfortunately, having not so great of a race start. Little bit of a tussle there in No Name with the red Honda of David Mustillo there. And that amount of damage, yeah, just hitting the wall there at No Name at that speeds is just unfortunately going to cause too much damage, and that will not ruin your race entirely, but it's going to hurt really, really bad. Speaking of hurt really, really bad, it might be that Nate Schreiber is limping through the Kimmel Straight, because it looks like the Ford Mustang of Chad McLean is able to catch up now and is able to get in front. Is he able to get farther ahead in the braking zone? He's not, but is he able to get a little switcheroo here coming into turn 7, 8, and 9 of Lecombs? He is not. So Chad McLean did have a better exit, but just not enough. Close, but no cigar. So Nate Schreiber is still able to stay out in front there. So we do have a poll in the chat going on as well. In your opinion, is Spa-Francorchamps a overrated track? There are lots of drivers and lots of lobbies. If you play us, or if you are part of the Assetto Corsa community, Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione community, you will see a lot of servers up for Spa-Francorchamps. So in your opinion, we would like to know, do you think the track is overrated? Yes or no? Right now, 41% say yes, 59% say no. I'll let you know my real thoughts and opinions right at the end of this race. 14 minutes though, and 12 seconds left of exciting racing action here. Chad McLean still on the back end of this McLaren, driven by Nate Schreiber, coming out of Blanchimont now and into turn 18. We're gonna see if the Ford Mustang is able to make a move. Maybe it looked like he tried to do it, but gets a little squirrely exit there. Coming out, that back end looked like it wanted to give out, or step out, excuse me. And he was just not able to get that car planted down specifically. Eduardo Sanchez, the 212 McLaren in P7 overall, P1 for the rookies. For Diana Pasteleria GT. Number 39. Unfortunately, yellow flag there in Stravlo. That's 39 off track there, so that is a yellow flag for that section. It did look like Nate Schreiber and Chad McLean. Chad might have dove a little bit too deep there, because I did see the names change here on my tree. So Chad was able to take that spot away from Nate. However, may have dove a little bit too deep into the corner, not able to stay on track. So Nate moving back up into position. Ryan Chanley, P13. Richard Harknett, not too far off, P14. The number 66 Audi, trying to make a move, trying to fight through traffic, trying to stay on the back bumper of that Aston Martin there. The number 607 Aston Martin, to be exact. We do see the Ford Mustang still having a nice little sand vacation. Around the outside, Richard Harknett goes, trying to get as much speed as possible. Is he able to outspeed the Aston Martin? The Aston Martin on the right, Richard Harknett on the left. He's able to get it. Yes, the number 66 Audi now able to get in front of the Aston Martin and takes that P13 spot away from Ryan Chanley. Coming out of Radion now, Eduardo Sanchez may have gotten a better run onto the Kimmel Straight than the BMW in front of him. That's the BMW of Luis Amaral. Luis trying to take a small defensive move there, trying to squeeze the number McLaren out as much as possible, and contact between both cars. Might have squeezed a little bit more than he should have. Both cars now off the track, and that's going to be letting the cars behind them get some spots now. Lennon Bromfield moving up into P6. That is the Ferrari of Leila Martinez. Yes, the number 503 right behind them. Getting out relatively unscathed. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left in round 1 of Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. Seeing some great battles still happening on their screen. Another one happening right now as I speak between Eduardo Sanchez and Dean Solomon. Dean Solomon in the back roads, GT Racing. Excuse me, I was about to say Lamborghini, but that's Porsche. The number 59 Porsche to be exact. On the left side, it's the blue and orange Porsche. And the black, I was about to say chrome, but that is, what is it, carbon fiber of Eduardo Sanchez right on the back bumper. Go gadget extendo arm on that back bumper, almost smelling the fumes, but getting a nice little move on the inside. Is he able to make it into the braking zone? The 212 does, because unfortunately the Porsche of Dean Solomon eats too much. Yeah, they just put their left side tires too much into the grass and dirt, and that does not allow you to get a clean braking zone. And unfortunately, that does allow Eduardo Sanchez to move up a spot there. More votes coming into the poll. Is Spa-Francorchamps an overrated track? You can vote on this poll as well. 40% say yes, 60% say no. I can't vote, but if I could vote, it would be different. I'll tell you what. It's something I'll tell you what. Chad McLean fighting Drew Jensen and Nate Schreiber here. Nice little McLaren sandwich. The PTM Pink Demon Ford Mustang in the middle. Let's see who gets a better run. Oh, defensive move being made by Nate Schreiber there. Chad McLean, though, being able to eat all of that clean air in front of him now with the drag race coming into the braking zone. Is he able to make it stick around the outside? He's not, because he gets blocked off there by Nate Schreiber in a very nice defensive move, making Chad push those the back tires a little bit more than he would like, and unfortunately pushing his back end and making him lose traction. That does give the McLaren of Drew Jensen a little bit of time to think and a little bit of time to decide when they're going to pounce on this battle. Because one thing is it's tough to attack a driver. It's tough to defend a driver. It's even tougher to attack one driver while defending from another driver. And that is what Chad McLean has been doing right now. So unfortunately, it looks like his attack is going to be slipping a little bit. He's going to have to slip into defense mode as Drew Jensen is, as I said, smelling that blood in the water and trying to get a piece of this action here. The higher you get, the more points you score. And the race still isn't over. 7 minutes, 6 seconds. We'll be keeping an eye on that battle, but still want to show off the rest of the liveries and talk about as many drivers as we can. Don't be afraid to shout out your favorite drivers and teams as well in the chat. Also, love to give them more screen time, as well as if you hear me mispronounce any of your names, please don't be afraid to send me some hate mail on our Discord. Speaking of Discord, you can always keep up to date on all of our news and happenings at discord.gg/Odyssey Racing League. Yes, so Ryan Chanley unfortunately did not do their official pit stop, so that's going to be giving them, I believe it's 180. It's between 120 and 180 second time penalty that you're going to be given for not following your official pit stop. So I see that Ryan is a rookie, so not an issue. Like, it's just it's always like any small mistake that you make on track is always learning experience. So any mistake that you see or you feel, don't be afraid to watch film. Like, don't even be afraid to ask also, like, what can I do to fix this? Like, why did I get a penalty? We're here at Odyssey Racing League. We're more than help. We want to help. We're more than happy to help you. Just gotta let us know. You can also let us know about that in the chat and in our Discord, discord.gg/Odyssey Racing League. We do also have a Patreon here at Odyssey Racing League. It's going to be patreon.com/Odyssey Racing League. And what we do with that is we are able to bring you more of these races, prize pools, charity events, big endurance races, 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, even our... Don't tell anyone you heard it from me, but there may be a 24-hour event sometime this year. And one of the things that we like to do is with our Patreon is put all the money that we get there straight back into the league. So any prize pools for potential events, server costs, and all of that money goes straight back into the league. So if you would like to be added onto that Patreon list, you can go to patreon.com/Odyssey Racing League and donate through there. But really quickly, I do also want to shout out some of our patrons, as we do see a battle happening on our screen with Drew Jensen. We're going to keep an eye on this battle really quick to see how this unfolds. We do see the McLaren of Sven Goose not too far behind from Drew. Sven a second behind Drew. Drew less than half a second behind Chad, and Chad a second behind Nate. So this is going to be a battle to the bitter end. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left. We're going to see what happens here. This is going to be very exciting. Any small little mistake by one of these drivers is going to be a position loss. And 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in the race. It's not going to be enough time to cover any mistake that you make now at this part of the race. The longer the race, the more mistakes you're allowed to make. However, with an hour-long sprint race and 2 minutes to go, not a lot of room for error now. Sven Goose less than half a second behind Drew is able to make a move happen. Drew Jensen falling a little bit farther back behind Chad. Chad also falling a little bit farther back behind Nate. So the battle might be it's going to be between Sven Goose and Drew Jensen that we have here on our screens. It's going to be the McLaren on McLaren action, the blue and orange McLaren versus the orange and black McLaren there. Sven Goose of Goose Racing. Number 25 McLaren makes a move on the inside. Elects to make a little juke move, however, might have showed his cards a little too early, and it does allow Drew Jensen to stay out in front. Justin Turek still in the lead, almost a 4-second lead in front of Clayton Filsinger. The number 88 is coming out of Stravlo right now, turn 15s and 16. And we're going to be keeping an eye on him because he is going to be taking, bar nothing, no mistakes, he will be taking the checkered flag. But Chad McLean trying to make a move up El Radion that might have been off track, but a move being made nonetheless. Almost bumper to bumper. Oh, is that a big bump from behind? Chad McLean, Drew Jensen, less than a second between each other. Are these drivers going to be fighting until the bitter end? They are coming into the braking zone now. That's the McLaren of Drew Jensen on the inside. Chad McLean giving that up a little bit. And we do see that the leader is on the final lap there on the bottom right. But we do have a big battle still going on the screen between these four drivers. What a battle. Sven Goose on the inside, diving and taking that spot away from Drew Jensen. who left that door, unfortunately, a little too wide open. The number 19 McLaren P18. Sven Goose moving up to P17. Chad McLean still on our screen in P16, with him trying to fight for that position away and take it from Nate Schreiber in P15. We are going to be keeping an eye on our race leader, though. Race leader in P7, 8, and 9 of Les Combs, excuse me. I know I'm probably pronouncing these names wrong because of my terrible American education. So let me know in the comment in the chat if I'm saying anything wrong or if it sounds wrong, because it's most probably going to be sounding wrong. So I do apologize. Sven Goose. We do see him there, right on the back of the Ford. Very nice battling between these cars still. A lap to go between all of them. Sven Goose right behind Chad McLean, who's still right behind Nate Schreiber, battling it out to the very bitter end. However, a battle that was maybe decided about 20 to 25 minutes ago. Justin Turek, the number 88 Porsche for JT Motorsports, in the lead, has about a 4.5 second lead in front of the number 615 Ferrari of Clayton Filsinger. Coming into the bus stop chicane now, we are going to see the number 88 Porsche, driven by Justin Turek, cross the checkered flag and take the win here at Season 15, Round 1 for GT America's Justin Turek, your P1 winner. In P2, not too far off, Clayton Filsinger in P2, the number 615 for Ferrari 296 GT3 for Odyssey Esports. In P3, Tyler McGowan from Ripon Motorsports, 151 BMW in P3. Congratulations. In P4, but P1 for the silver drivers, Juan Diaz, the number 144 for Phantom Global Racing, in P1 for the silver drivers. Not too far off behind them, crossing the checkered flag in P2 for the silvers. P5 overall, the number 992, Andre Batista, who had a hell of a battle with the number 144 Porsche all day today. Crossing the line, Eduardo Sanchez in P7. However, P1 for the rookies here at Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. Congratulations to the number 212 McLaren for P1 for the rookies. A couple of drivers also crossing the finish line. Dean Solomon, P8, the number 59 Porsche. P9, Luis Amarillo. Luke Nelson crossing the line. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him on the screen, but Luke Nelson crossing the line, P2 for the rookies. Congratulations to the number 945 rookie for P2. Richard Harknett, the number 66 Audi in P12, crossing the line. Not too far behind him and Neil Baravotes, the Lamborghini, driven by his Canadian native friend and teammate. P13 overall. Ryan Chandler, P3 for the rookies, who is unfortunately going to be taking that 130-second time penalty, which is going to be dropping Ryan Chandler a couple of spots, So that's going to be Nate Schreiber taking the P3 podium spot for the rookies. That's the number 4 McLaren taking P3 because of that time penalty handed out to the number 607 Aston Martin. Sven Goose, not too far off behind him, the number 25 in P4, which is a battle to the very bitter end for Nate Schreiber and Sven Goose. So congratulations to them. And that, I believe, is going to be it. We do have one final driver, Drew Jensen, the number 19 McLaren, finishing off round 1 here at Odyssey Racing League, Season 15, Round 1, GT America's Drew Jensen. Your winner for tonight for Season 15, Round 1 of GT America's Justin Turek, the number 88 is your winner. In P1, number 88 Porsche, excuse me. In P2, Clayton Filsinger, the number 615 Ferrari. And in P3, Tyler McEwen, the number 151 BMW. Congratulations to our podium winners, Justin Tarrant, Clayton Filsinger, and Tyler McEwen. Congratulations to you all. For the silver drivers, our amateur drivers, in P1, the number 144, Juan Diaz, with a 5-second time penalty, though, however. So it looks like Andre Batista, the number 992 Porsche, might be taking that podium spot away from Juan Diaz, who will most probably be in P2 for the silver drivers. And Richard Harknett coming in, the number 66 Audi, in P3 for the silver drivers. For the rookies, in P1, Eduardo Sanchez, however, taking that 15-second time penalty, is going to be pushing him down a couple spots. So that's going to be giving Luke Nelson the victory here for the rookies, as well as Nate Schreiber, P2, and Sven Goose, P3, by the looks of it. Bar all penalties being handed out. And that is the end of round 1, season 15, GT Americas for Odyssey Racing League. My name is Christian Julian. I also go by Koju here. Thank you so much for watching and joining us. Wherever you are in the world, wherever time it is you're watching, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Shine.